We all know friendships are a huge part of life, right? But what happens when you start to get that feeling that someone you trust might not actually be a real friend? Figuring out the signs can be really tough, but it's so important for your own well being. So let's just dive right in and break down the 7 biggest signs of a fake friend.
Seriously, I want you to take a second and really think about this question. It might feel a little uncomfortable, but trust me, it's the very first step toward making sure you're surrounded by people who are genuine and have your back. Okay, so before we jump into the signs, let's get on the same page about what a fake friend even is. We're not just talking about someone you have a disagreement with now and then. No, a fake friend is someone who is fundamentally selfish and manipulative. Their entire focus is on what they can get from you, not what you can build together.
All right, we're going to break this down into 3 big categories. And the first one, well, it's the one that hurts the most: betrayal. These are the things that actively and often painfully break your trust.
Oh yeah, this is the classic, isn't it? You tell them something in confidence, you share a secret, and then, bam. A week later, it feels like everyone knows. This is just a massive blinking red flag. Real friendship is built on a foundation of trust, and this kind of thing just demolishes it. And it's so important to get why they do this. This isn't just harmless gossip. They're spreading rumors to make themselves feel more important, sharing your secrets to be part of the in crowd, or even humiliating you to get a laugh. A real friend would never ever stab you in the back like this, period. And then there's this other, really ugly form of betrayal. It's all about self-preservation. You know, when things get a little heated or something goes wrong, instead of having your back, they save themselves, and they do it at your expense.
I mean, just think about what that says, right? They will happily pin the blame on you to get out of trouble. They won't stick up for you. They're basically showing you, loud and clear, that your friendship just isn't worth taking even the slightest risk for. Okay, moving on to our second category, neglect. Because sometimes the damage isn't about what a so-called friend does, but what they consistently don't do.
Ugh, we've all been here, haven't we? You've had something planned for weeks, you're looking forward to it, and then you get that last-minute text. So sorry, can't make it. Look, things happen, we get it. But when it's a constant pattern, that's not just being busy, that's a sign of disrespect. And that's the thing, right? It becomes this destructive pattern. They flake out, they don't show, they don't keep their word. And slowly but surely, they're teaching you that you just can't count on them for anything. It's a tough way to learn you're just not a priority to them. This one can really sting. You're scrolling through social media and you see pictures of all your friends hanging out, having a great time, and you had no idea it was even happening. The classic excuse? Oh, I totally forgot to invite you. But let's be real here. It's almost never an accident. If you're always the one reaching out, always the one sending the invites, and they never do the same for you, that's not being forgetful. That's a choice. They're sending a crystal clear message that they just don't value having you around. All right, our third and final category. And this one is a big one. We're calling it the user. This is where the friendship feels so incredibly one-sided that it becomes totally impossible to ignore. You know the drill. You haven't heard a peep from them in, weeks, months? Then, all of a sudden, your phone lights up with their name. For a second, you're excited, but then that sinking feeling hits, because you know exactly what's coming next. They need something. Sound familiar? Yeah, I thought so. It's the user's theme song. Notice how they don't even ask how you are? Because they don't actually care. To them, you're not a friend, you're just a resource to solve their latest problem. And as soon as they get what they want, poof, they're gone again. Now, this one can be way more subtle, but it's just as toxic. A backhanded compliment is basically an insult dressed up to look like praise. It's a really passive-aggressive way to make you feel small. This is a perfect example. I mean, on the surface, it sounds like praise, right? Oh, you did a good job. But what they're really saying is, my expectations for you were incredibly low. It's designed to knock you down a peg. And it really all comes down to their motivation, doesn't it? They want to criticize you, but they do it in a way that lets them off the hook. They can always fall back on, what? I was just teasing. But let's be honest, it usually comes from a place of jealousy and a need to undermine you. And for our last sign, number 7, oh boy, the one who only, and I mean only, talks about themselves. Every single conversation turns into a monologue about their life, their drama, their wins. There's just no space left for you. And look, this is so much more than just being a chatty person. This is a fundamental lack of care. If they completely brush you off the second you try to talk about your day, or if you can literally see their eyes glaze over when the topic isn't them, it's a sure sign they just don't care about you or what you have to say.
So, wow. After going through all those red flags, you've got to be thinking, what does a real friendship even look like? Let's put them side by side because the difference couldn't be more obvious.
And honestly, when you lay it out like this, the difference is just night and day, isn't it? A fake friendship is all about being selfish. A true one is built on mutual respect. One is manipulative and dishonest. The other is all about honesty and trust. It's the difference between a transaction and a real, genuine connection. Which, leads us to the big, tough question. It's definitely painful to realize that a friendship isn't real. But what hurts even more is staying in a relationship that constantly brings you down. Recognizing these signs we talked about, that's the first step. What you do next? Well, that's up to you.